It's going to be hard. I remember playing Minnesota. The crowd is in. They have an amazing fans, but we got to stay locked in. It's us against them.
Thank you so much, Luka.
Luka Doncic there talking about 5 players doing so well at the NBA playoffs. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G. Shafe. Well, at least watching those clips gets you spellbound about basketball. Always very interesting watching those slams and dunks that happen. Right now, we'll be looking at the NBA playoffs that is happening right now because a lot of games have been played. 3 games were played earlier today, and we look at the result. Who are the top performers in the NBA there right now? Let's take a look at it. The NBA playoffs is getting more scintillating. Milwaukee Bucks, they fought hard. They scored 115 against Indiana Pacers right now, and they've been able to do a 2-0 lead series against Milwaukee Bucks right now in the East first round. Game 2, Indiana lead series with 2-0 there. They've won twice against Milwaukee Bucks. What a game! And right now they've done well. 123 against 115, and the top performers we have Antetokounmpo scored 34 points for Milwaukee Bucks, 18 rebound, 7 assists. While Paul Siakam, he did well for Indiana Pacers, 24 points, 11 rebound, and 3 steals that he had in that game. Give it up to Siakam, but at least leading his team doing so well. Despite the fact that Antetokounmpo scored 34 points, they lost that game, and right now they are 2-0 down to Indiana Pacers from the east side of NBA playoffs as it's taking place right now in the series for Indiana Pacers. They continue to do well. They've won 2 out of 2. Where the 2 performers standing out there. For Memphis Grizzlies, 99 against 118. We are Oklahoma City Thunder. They really turned that thunderously against Memphis Grizzlies there, 118 to defeat them in the West first round, game 2. OKC leads the series with 2. Right now they've done 2 out of 2 against Memphis Grizzlies, and right now they are happy for being able to do that. Grizzlies are really trying to find their feet, but they are yet to do that. 2 games down, and they have to really do well if they don't want to be out from this. For Thunder, they've really shown why they dominated the West side, or rather Western Conference, and really doing so well, winning 2 games out of 2. Top performance, of course, being 19 points, 12 rebounds for Memphis Grizzlies, while Williams also did well for Oklahoma City Thunder with 24 points and 6 rebounds there. Congrats to the team, OKC. Minnesota Timberwolves, at least they fought hard, but they could not win against LA Lakers, where they had 94 as against 85, extra 9 points separating them. Right now, tying on the street, 1-1 as 1-1 there. West first round, game 2. Well, for Timberwolves, they won the first game. The second game, LA Lakers, they were able to win that one. LeBron James leading that team to be able to win this one, making it 1-1 in the series. Top performers, we have Randle, 27.6 assists. And you saw Luka Doncic there, actually did so well, leading his team, 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists to his credit or to his name with the team LA Lakers. Well, for LeBron James, I will see how he can assist getting back. Now they are tying 1-1 against Minnesota Timberwolves in the race for the NBA playoffs happening in the West first round. Well, West first round also game 2. In game 2 of the games have been played so far in the NBA playoffs that we just look at quickly there. Well, good one for all the teams that are participating, and it's getting more interesting right now. Looking at the NBA and the man of the moment, look at Doncic. You saw what he was doing there and the interview, giving kudos to the entire team, not taking the glory alone. From there, let's take a look at the NBA playoffs so far in the series, and you just have to appreciate all the teams that have been bouncing back to see how they can get 1-1, 2-1, 2-0, and it's getting interesting. And if you look at the west side of it, OKC right now they won 2, doing so against the Grizzlies, 2 out of 2. And you look at Golden State Warriors also, they've been able to share 1-1 against LA Clippers. Lakers 1, Minnesota Timberwolves 1. They share the series there 1-1 so far. And you also look at Houston Rockets getting, well, for the way it is right now, Golden State Warriors, they have to work at Denver Nuggets rather against LA Clippers at the top 4 and 5, and 2 and 7. Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors actually won the first one, so they will wait to play their game and see who wins. Maybe they will make it 1-1, or it's going to be 2-0 so far in the west side of the NBA playoff. While in the eastern side of it, you look at Cleveland Cavaliers. Of course, they won against Miami Heat, their first game, and you have to give kudos to them. For Indiana Pacers, 2 they've done against Milwaukee Bucks right now. While New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons play 1-1. Boston Celtics, they are also leading their own in the East conference when it comes together, talking about the NBA players joining there together right now. It's still a race to be run, and the teams are trying their best to see how they can gather points and at least stay on in the series there. Well, let's look at a player who has done well among the NBA assists right now. Talking about Luka Doncic, he has done well for himself and be among the top in the assist leaderboard. After he did so well in that game for Los Angeles Lakers, Nikola Jokic still stand top there with Denver Nuggets, 22 assists so far. And you look at James Harden, 18, Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham with 15, Jalen Brunson with 15, New York Knicks, and you have Jamal Murray there among the top assists there so far. Well, for Nikola Jokic is still topping so far among the assist leaderboard. That's a good one for him. I believe it shows his case. A lot of promises coming from Nikola Jokic there. And if you watch Jokic and also Doncic, both of them names are close. But really, they've done it when it comes to basketball, and both of them quietly they've been achieving a lot of records broken and also set by these two very good but talented basketballers over there in the NBA. Jokic and Doncic doing so well with their team Denver Nuggets and also Los Angeles Lakers right now. Taking a look at the NBA playoff today, as it happened, 3 games that we just showcased there, and give it up to well, the man of the moment, Doncic, who did well with Los Angeles Lakers. With those dunk and slam, we really enjoy NBA playoffs. It's getting more interesting because the battle line has really been drawn and teams are working hard to see how they'll be able to gather points and stay up in the NBA playoffs that are right now ongoing in America. From the NBA playoffs right now, we come back home and let's talk about our own football. This time around, we look at Nationwide League One, where news came out that about 44 players failed medical tests. Although this is not a blame on them, but at least for the fact that Nationwide League One organizer deemed it fit to conduct this test, for them to at least get out some players who are not really fit health-wise. According to NLO, say 44 players, the majority of them tested at least failed the medical test due to systemic hypertension there and also other ailments. And right now they've been at least labeled unfit for the season, and that's a good one. It's better to at least get these 44 players out so that we know that the remaining players are fit to play to avoid any issue while the league is on. That's a good one there. And right now we'll be talking all these stories with Joseph Peter Isaiah. Joseph, I think it's better to at least get these players in good health, and I love the fact that the Nationwide League One, I think to some extent, is getting better. The medical checkup being done before the league starts for them to determine the players that are fit and those that are not fit. 44 players have been set aside that, okay, you are not fit due to this ailment or the other, so it's better not to play this particular league.
It's better safe than sorry, as the saying like that. You know, this our league, we've not been taking it serious, especially the Nationwide League, but to see them actually start, you know, this kind of move is a good thing. It will protect players that maybe are not even aware of a particular sickness that is within their body or within their system. So it's a very good one, and it corrects any kind of, you know, unexpected, you know, maybe a case that would have of any player falling down in the pitch and, you know, just slumping. We used to have those cases time to time, but maybe, you know, if these kinds of medical, which I believe this is the first time, you know, is done continually before every season, it will be good. The reason why this I like the initiative is because, you know, looking at our football, we've not really gotten to that level, or at least our Nationwide League hasn't gotten to that level where every club has its medical doctor, where you get tested or you do a medical, per se, the way we call it in football, before the season begins, or maybe when you join a new club. So this one would help now in curtailing whatever unwanted situation or unwanted case that may arise. So it's a very, very good one from the NLO.
At least it's better to be safe, like you said, than to say sorry. At least these 44 players also, they will take care of their health. Yeah. And aside that, I love the fact that the NLO Chief Executive Officer, rather Operating Officer, saying, that okay, they do this to at least ascertain fitness for all the players and also sound health, not to have a league where, imagine if these 44 players were allowed to play or participate now. We don't know what will actually go wrong.
We don't know what will happen We don't even know if some of these diseases are contactable diseases that can spread to other players. So it truncates the amount of talent that we would have been able to, get or garner from that particular competition nationwide. So this is actually a very, very good one. Like I said, football clubs don't have the resources to, hire a medical expert that would, carry out medicals for their players.
Less on the lines, not football clubs.
NLO. Okay, NLO football clubs. We are speaking about them anyway.
Okay.
So NLO football clubs do not have that resources as it is right now.
For each club.
So
they have to make it.
They have to make and this is an initiative by the NLO board itself. So it's a very, very good one. It's a welcome development.
A welcome development. They are talking about the health of our players in the nationwide League One. That's the third tier of league football in Nigeria. Deeming it fit to at least conduct medical tests for all the players. 44 players deemed unfit. Systemic hypertension or other ailments has been discovered, and right now they've been told, okay, you will be playing, and all the clubs have been notified that okay, this set of players, they don't have to play. They have issues with their health, so don't register them. If I register them, I'm sure there will be opportunity for them to also deregister them and register other players who are fit.
Of course, they would have the opportunity to replace them, and then those players too is not the end of the road. Let's not speak
also
like
test them.
What I'm trying to those who
those who are
tested,
unfit.
those who are unfit, it's not the end of the road.
It's
not all of them that would have.
Kano Nwankwo comes to mind.
Yeah,
we saw what happened when he was in Inter Milan, and he was able to get cleared.
Yeah, and look at how far he went, or how far his career was. So when you are tested and you are found positive of a particular disease, all you need to do is to start treatment. You start treatment, you be able to treat it, and you come back and you continue your football career. That does not mean that your football license would be flagged or anything like that. So really, it's a good thing, but it depends on how the players view it, and I hope they take it positively and actually see that this is an opportunity for them to correct their health issues, and then maybe they will enjoy the game they love.
Seriously, at least most of these players just take a cue from, if Kano Nwankwo with that heart issues then could at least play for a long time after that injury, rather the surgery was conducted. He played for Arsenal, he played for so many clubs, Portsmouth about that, and he achieved a lot. Of course, the fact that they declare unfit doesn't mean that's the end of the road. According to Joseph, they just need to take care of their health and then bounce back to playing what they know how to do, playing soccer or football. Well, right now, talking about 44 players deemed unfit due to medical issues, and right now they've been given that nod: separate yourself, go out there, treat yourself, and you come back and play. We're still talking about the Nigerian league, but this time I will go to the upper side of it, the #1 league in Nigeria, NPFL. Well, a team traveled to Maiduguri called Ikorodu City. They play against El Kanemi, and that game nearly ended in chaos, because right now we saw one of the video, in fact the video we also wrote, where they had to guide Ikorodu City out of the stadium. NPFL fines El Kanemi 3.5 million naira, shut down stadium to fans. Fans were not coming because of the fact that they were unruly in their last game against Ikorodu City, and also they attacked, according to the story, the news flying around, they attacked the vehicle. But right now, look at this: is Ikorodu City being guided out from the stadium, at least for their security. Afterwards, the news got to NPFL board, and they have 24 hours to reply if they had.
There's nothing to reply there. It's obvious there are video clips. This is not the governor of Kaduna, of Maiduguri, going somewhere. These are footballers going somewhere, and they have to be
coming out from the stadium after the match.
After a match, and leaving for their hotel, or probably to leave the state, and then they have to be guarded this way. This is not good for our football. And I like the way the punishment was made.
It's not too long.
It's not too long, and it's cohesive. Like the right culprits are being punished. Yes, Maiduguri El Kanemi is being charged 4 million.
3.5.
3.5. That is, they have to, because they are the one who are supposed to control the crowd. But then the crowd too are being denied the right.
So all their remaining games now behind closed doors.
To go see their boys play. So it's a good thing, because that serves as a deterrent. It kind of, because I'm quite sure that the minority are the ones that actually, caused this whole issue. Now, that will make the majority to caution the minority and bring control, to that particular stadium. So I like the way, I like the punishment. The punishment would really go a long way in helping El Kanemi curb all these kind of cases.
Well, I noticed something. I think like then I remember when a lot of people raised it that maybe this issue of 3.5 million behind closed, let me not say closed doors.
Should be more stringent.
So the point. If you know that 3 points, for example, a team that wants to escape relegation and you need to win, and then somebody is now deducting point from your point, you will find a way
to curb it,
to talk to your fans or supporters, not to be unruly next time, because now it's becoming it's not they will find out 3.5 million, 10 million will pay and all that. But if you know that 1 point that you need to escape relegation, if you don't have it and you go down, then you know that it was because of our unruly behavior. I
understand where you're coming from, but these offenses are in categories, right? Of course. So this particular offense is basically perpetrated by the fans. So I do not really think I'm not of the school of thought that teams or clubs should be punished with point deduction when it comes to this particular kind of.
Maybe the level of the crime being committed.
Yes, that's why if it were on-pitch invasion, I would say okay, deduction of point. Do you know why? Because the club is supposed to provide the right security to stop and avoid that. But in a case where the game has ended, there was no pitch invasion, there was no dressing room invasion, is when the players trying to leave, the fans are attacking and refusing it to go, and that's
funny enough. They play draw.
Yeah, but
they didn't lose.
They are not satisfied, and sometimes
they should have won the game.
Sometimes the intensity of the game, causes all this. Let's not stereotype it and make it look like it's only a Nigerian thing. These things happen abroad. We've seen cases where referee Anthony, somebody I can't remember the second name,
thrown object and all that.
We've seen cases where club bosses are being, stoned and all that. So points were not deducted from those clubs. There's a degree at which you can control crowd violence. You understand? You have there's a certain perimeter where you can take action. If it were within the stadium, I would have blamed El Kanemi.
Okay, well, our time is running. It always goes so fast on the show. But right now, we're talking about the MPFL, that issue that has to do with El Kanemi versus Ikorodu City. But really, even though we know that it happens abroad, but the Nigerian will get level.
All I'm saying is the punishment is okay for me. Whatever the El Kanemi can control, they will try to control it, and they should be served punishment according to what they can control. What they can't control is the crowd that are outside the stadium trying to stop a bus or trying to attack a bus.
At least we've not seen where referee had to disguise like police. Abroad. Oh my goodness. Anyway, just raise some banter there. Anyway, we have to move away from the men and let's talk about the women. They'll be playing today in the NWA. Rather, before we talk about the women, that's Flying Eagles under 20. They play friendly against Egypt. And at least they were able to win that game 2-1. The young Pharaohs of Egypt lost that game. They'll be hosting the competition coming up, the under 20 AFCON. That'll be starting any moment. And right now, our team, the Nigeria under 20 team called Flying Eagles, were able to win 2-1. Just 2 days after they got to Egypt, and they did well. Arieri getting the man of the match. Barobo Arieri there scoring and doing so well for that team. I love the fact that at least they sent fear down the spines of all those North African teams who always think they don't do football.
They always think that they are ahead of us in football, and you don't blame them. But still, it's good that we are sending chills to them now, because if we had gone there and we've lost, it would have been another booster for them, momentum for them to feel like okay, they are going to do this and do that. But it's a good one. And another thing that I like is the age of the boys that were sent there. These are real under 20, and even the under 17, you could see from the faces that really these are young footballers here representing the country.
And I love what they are getting to. The treatment, the way we at least you look at Super Eagles anytime they have matches. NFF deeming it to at least give them that honor, that treatment, at least make them feel, you are also important, not only Super Eagles. And I hope this will also, I saw how they treated Flamingos too, Falconets, Super Falcons and all that. So it's good that they also have that a sense of belonging, that they are representing Nigerian as a country.
If you look at the kitting, only the packaging, the kind of traveling bags, you know, you are quite sure that, you know, you look at it and you are sure that these boys did not buy these things for themselves.
No, of course, this is from Nigerian Football Federation.
Nigerian Football Federation. So it's a very, very good one from the Federation. There are a lot of improvements, you know, all around in our sport that is happening, but we're just, you know, it's silent and it's working, but
you know, because the bad side of it actually are so much. So it's making it look as if there is nothing being done.
Yeah.
Seriously, Nigerian sport to some extent is moving. It might be slow, but it's actually moving.
I believe you.
Right now, talking about Flying Eagles there, they won 2-1 against Egypt. The young Pharaohs 2-1 there. And right now they are ready for the games they'll be playing in their group against the likes of Morocco, Kenya and Tunisia when they lock on starting from the weekend. We hope that they will be able to scoop this competition on the 20 AFCON starting over there in Egypt. Back home right now, we're talking about the NWFL. Our women, they have 2 more matches to wrap up the league for this season, and some teams have already picked Super 6 tickets, while some are trying to see how they can get it. Now, if you take a look at the fixtures, match day 13 in Group A of the NWFL, Nigerian Women Football League, coming up today, Nasarawa Amazon will be at home against Edo Queens. Right now, they will be looking to see how they can win this game, at least get the 3rd one, because in this group, 2 teams have already qualified. You have Confluence Queens, Ekiti Queens, Danas Ladies, Atlant Queens, Remo Stars Ladies against Abia Angels at Umuahia Stadium. Joe, just look at the score.
Looking at the fixtures there. National Amazon, I'm not too sure of them anymore. I used to be, you know, very, very confident about them. Since last season up to this season, I'm not so confident they would get the 3 points from Edo Queens, because Edo Queens, we know they are very, very good. And then I'm looking at that game between Abia Angels and Remo Stars, and I'm thinking, can the Remo ladies do what their men are doing right now? We'll wait to see that.
Well, seriously, tough one there at Umuahia Stadium in Umuahia, Onikan Stadium in Lagos, and Igba Stadium in Kogi. You have Lafia City Stadium in Lafia hosting 4 matches today. Well, hopefully by 4 p.m. all these teams will file out. So one will come up by 3 p.m. in Lagos at Onikan Stadium. Dana State will be at home against Atlant Queens, while the remaining 3 matches in Group A will be 4 p.m. If you look at Group B, where they will also be playing there. Bayelsa Queens, Rivers Angels, of course, both of them have qualified right now. Benue Queens, Adamawa, you have Delta, Nigeria Tels, FC Robo, and Ibom Angels. Well, the 3rd place battle is still on. FC Robo Queen, Nigeria Tels will all be fighting to see who wins there. Uyo Township Stadium, Stephen Keshi Stadium in Asaba, Lafia, and also Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa.
Yeah, so looking at these fixtures, you could see, I'm sure all eyes will be on Delta Queens and what they would be able to, what they are going to do, I'm sure, to Nigeria Raiders. I don't think Nigeria Raiders can take any points from there. And then the Benue Queens and Adamawa Queens, I think Benue should be able to win this game and not do what Lobby Stars are doing right now, which is woeful performance.
Well, at least Benue Queens also, they've not been able to do well at all this season. In fact, they just won their 1st game.
And I'm speaking about this game. Lobby, when was the last time Lobby won?
They are from your state, so
so at least they won one, and they're about to win another one. But Lobby, I can't remember when they won it.
So you are trying to
I'm separating the
celebrating the ladies,
the ladies from the men's team.
But the 2 teams are not doing well.
The 2 teams, one is doing better than one is winning matches.
One just won out of 12
yeah, but
matches.
You said one. When was the last time?
Lobby won some games.
You won on Lobby.
Well, Lobby won some games. Some games. They didn't lose at all.
Okay.
Anyway, looking at women football, always very interesting when you see some teams playing, and really our football for women, they've really tried their best to get more developed, and it's really very interesting watching the ladies tapping soccer there. Congrats to all the teams that have been able to qualify so far in the league, in Group A and also in Group B, as we look at the matches for today in match day 13. 1 more matches to go after today's game, and from there we have to cross back to Europe as we look at games that have been played. Right now, Manchester City versus Aston Villa. What a game there. Man City won 2-1, courtesy of Bernardo Silva and Nunez, who actually scored those goals. And Rashford pulled one by courtesy of a penalty that was scored in the 18th minute. Rashford has been superlative since he joined them from Manchester United. And right now, they won that game 2-1. And for the team, Man City, they needed it, and they were able to get. Let's have at least a glimpse of the match as it happened before we look at the table. What a performance there for Manchester City. Well, the man has been able to get his groove. He won that game against Aston Villa. You were predicting that maybe Villa could give them a good run for their money.
I didn't have maybe my prediction yesterday. I was quite sure it was going to happen, but it's so sad that anytime I have that prediction set on and it's happening, then Unai Emery will just come from nowhere and spoil it.
I'm happy for the fact that
that
City defeated you. That was the same thing you said, Barcelona, Mallorca would but they didn't win.
Because Emery
they wanted to
they were that every good thing that comes from Villa comes through is Rashford. And he takes him out of game and he loses. They
were so close, but they didn't win.
I know, there's nothing I would say.
Anyway, let's take a look at the table there. Really, Manchester City, they show their class. No matter how bad it is, they won that game. Now they are back to third place position now. 1 point ahead of Nottingham Forest. You look at it, it's getting very interesting. Although they've played their match 34, match 33 for others to be trying to see how they can win their game. This is down to the wire till the end.
This league's
end.
This league's year, it's quite different. It's unlike the past two previous seasons when we talk about down to the wire, we talk about the first two.
If Aston Villa wins their next game, they go to 60.
They go 60.
Chelsea will also go to 60. That's if they win anyway.
And Newcastle will go to 62, which means Newcastle will go to
Nottingham Forest, if they win, they go 63.
So you see,
oh my goodness.
Open. And I like it that it's happening for almost 5 clubs. Unlike before, we just have 2. Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, City. Pushing the league down to the wire. This time around 14, so it means it's going to be exciting till the end.
Till the end. Well, as the battle has been drawn right now, let the race begin between now and the end of the season. 4 more matches for Man City, 5 more for others, and we look at it. Even Aston Villa, 4 more, and it's a big race right now to see who stays top among number 3 to number 5 or 6. Who's going to be dropping there? Champions League race is really hotting up between all the big teams there. Well, right now, take a look at the match coming up today, and you have Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. Well, I'm sure you want to see Arsenal will win, of course.
Company is at home. We are on form, and this game, I'm thinking 3 goals to nothing.
I'm going to
let me give you the scorers. Let me tell you who are going to. Those the players are going to score.
Oh my goodness!
Trossard is going to score. Merino is going to score, and the usual suspect, Bukayo Saka, is going to score.
Tomorrow is almost here. Don't worry, I won't argue. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace coming up. Also, Premier League, they will go for their own match day 34. And Gunners reduce the tally today or tonight. We wait to see against Liverpool. And right now from there, let's quickly jump away from England. Let's talk about Spain. 2 matches were played yesterday. Barcelona, they won their game by a lone goal. At least they won. They got 3 points. Talking about Barcelona there. Quickly, let's have it. Barcelona versus Mallorca. They were able to do well, displaying the picture of the goal of the match there. They won 1-0 there. And also, you look at Valencia. Valencia also played against Espanyol. What a match also that happens there. For the fact that they got 3 points at stake, for Joe believes that it's only when you play 90 minutes well and you don't win, that's his own analysis of football. But for Barcelona, they did well. And for Valencia also, well, a share of point, right? So right now, taking a look at the 2, we have to take it back to back. Barcelona, Real Mallorca, and also Espanyol, Valencia. Back to back. We'll be right back.
And out comes Ashvili. Back onto his right.
Moments of action there in the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona doing well against the team that faced them there. Well, right now, the table is still getting better for them. At least they elongate the point there. Let's take a look at the Spanish La Liga. For Barcelona, they still remain top there, and they are trying to see how they can hold on to it with 76 points ahead of Real, who actually trailing them in extra 7 points, 69 points they have there. And Mallorca, they are defeated, they have 44 points, having played 33 matches. Also, the 2 teams are actually going to match 33. And you look at how it is, it's getting very, very interesting right now. Quickly, because of our time, let's look at the fixtures that are coming up today in the La Liga, Spanish La Liga fixture. Looking at 4 matches. Joseph, Athletic Club against Las Palmas, Villarreal, Celta de Vigo, Deportivo Alavés against Real Sociedad, and you have Real Madrid away to Getafe, although it's going to be a derby. Getafe and Real Madrid, Atletico all play their matches over there in the city of Madrid.
It's an all important game for Madrid so far. You know, they have to win. They just have to keep winning right from now till the end of the season. They don't have an excuse to.
It has moved from 4 to 7 now.
Yes,
they need to close the gap.
They need to close the gap, and not just close the gap. They need to, keep, pursuing Barcelona with all maybe 100% this thing rate. So they cannot drop a point, but beating Getafe is always an issue for them. So I just hope they'll be able to do it right now, because right now they are not, at that level where we've known them to be. Athletic Club are still pursuing the position for the European position on the table, and I'm quite sure that they would get it.
Well, seriously, looking at those fixtures for tonight in the Spanish La Liga, that'll be coming up. And right now we travel to France and look at, even though PSG, they've won the league there, they still play against Nantes. Our own Moses Simon playing his trade with that club. And right now we have, looking at that game there, Nantes, PSG, if I can have the graphics there before we go for the video, where they actually fought hard against PSG. They shared the spoil there 1-1 in that encounter. Well, the team, that's Nantes, loving the colors of that club. You look at the way their fans troop out to support them. Let's have it quickly. PSG versus Nantes. Of course, you can't take anything away from PSG. They've won the league already. Kudos to them for what they've done. For Nantes, getting that 1 point, at least they're in there right now. Quickly, let's look at Italian Serie A fixtures rather. Matches will be up today. And also looking at Italian Serie A, Coppa Italia, Cagliari, Fiorentina, Lazio away to Genoa, Parma at home against Juventus, Udinese, Torino. Those are the matches in the Italian Serie A. And then for Coppa Italia semi-final, Inter Milan will be taking on AC Milan. That game will be a tough one. Quickly,
it's going to be a very, very tough game. The first leg was a draw 1-1. The stadium is the same anyway, so it's not like it's home and away. I don't really buy it when they talk about AC Milan and Inter Milan. They say home away, because it's still the same stadium. It's just the side of the fans and that changes. So it's going to be a very difficult one. We all know that Inter in a momentum. They are the best team in Italy for the past 3-4 seasons right now. But AC Milan would want to take something, to use it and appease their fans this season, and this is a perfect opportunity for them. Probably they will do it, maybe, but I don't know.
Football can just be very, very unpredictable. Let's see who wins tonight. The semi-final, Inter versus AC Milan. Both of them playing the same stadium called San Siro, Giuseppe Meazza. That's where they meet tonight. After first leg 1-0 aggregate, they play for the second leg tonight there. Right now, we take our last straw on the show. That has to do with our own Aina. Aina is getting so much interest from clubs like Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle and others. But right now, according to the story, the feelers we're having, the Liverpool eyes right back Aina as replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold, who will be moving to Real Madrid. And right now, Aina is a player.
Aina has been very, very good, not just at Nottingham Forest. He was very good at Fulham. He was very good at Torino. I don't know. I used to think he was a Chelsea player, but I'm not too sure. He was, right?
Yes.
I don't know how come Chelsea used to have all these players that they would not, keep, and then they would suddenly become important. If a Chelsea team like this current Chelsea team had a player like Aina, they would be far, far better than what they are now. Kudos to him. He deserves the best club right now, because he has shown that he can do it on that level. Now he needs to go to a bigger club in order to grow and become even a better player.
At least Nigerian stars, Super Eagles, a lot of, at least most of them, 3, 4, 5 ought to be in all these top clubs in Europe.
They are doing well in their clubs, and they are all among the transfer targets of this current
Ademola Lookman, Osimhen, Aina now.
Big money would be spent on all these players. Ademola, Aina, Osimhen. I think there's a third person I'm forgetting. Even Moses Simon is doing quite well.
Yes, Moses Simon too. I think to some extent I saw 2 days ago that an English club is also showing interest,
which is expected, because he has been putting up numbers up where he is at Nantes. Right
I would love to have it back the way it used to be then, when we have a lot of Nigerians, AC Milan, Inter Milan, Arsenal. When you think of Super Eagles, look at all the top flight clubs in Europe, we have them there.
Yeah.
This time around, we shouldn't be at the mid-table teams.
We shouldn't be a mid-table teams, and then it makes our own national team, better,
solid,
and more solid,
they are more valued,
and more feared.
Yes.
It's important for your opponent to be scared of you when it comes to football game, because it demoralizes. So when you see that all these players are coming from all these top teams, you know that you are going to face a very, very difficult team, and it demoralizes you and kills your own ability before you face them.
The valuation of the team will increase, and also the fear factor you were referring to will actually come back, because gone are those days when you want to play Super Eagles, you just just looking at the lineup alone, you lost the match.
You've lost the match.
So now, in fact, Lesotho will be coming with all their chest out. Is it not Super Eagles?
No, I don't think they can come with all their chest
Are you
puffed
sure?
again. Yeah,
Super Eagles can always
because right now we have
be so
Ademola
inconsistent.
Lookman is in blistering form. Osimhen is in blistering form, and we have Aina also in form. We have a lot of players
with
in
the
form
blistering
right now.
form. What happened? All the games they
No,
play.
they are just coming together. I'm quite sure that they will.
Let's not paparazzi them. The Eagles can be very inconsistent at times. But sincerely, we appreciate your time with us on the show, Joseph Peter.
Thank you for having me.
I just hope Arsenal wins tonight.
Arsenal will win.
That's it on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV. Having Joseph Peter. Applause there from the entire crew. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Sport is business and fitness. Thanks for watching. Well, serious.